all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning and thanks for listening in. Today is Thursday, the 18th of June. You're listening to the Daily Morning Update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Let's start with the usual update on the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 3.5 lakh people have now been infected by the COVID-19 strain of the coronavirus in India, with the total number of deaths nearing the 12,000 mark. In the top news we've been tracking this week, India and China held talks over the phone yesterday in an attempt to de-escalate the border conflict in eastern Ladakh, where clashes between troops saw 20 Indian soldiers killed. Reports have said that 35 Chinese soldiers were killed in the clashes, but there's no official confirmation from the Chinese side. India's Ministry of External Affairs said in a statement that at the conclusion of the discussion, it was agreed that the overall situation would be handled in a responsible manner and both sides would implement the disengagement understanding of the 6th of June sincerely. In regulatory news, the Reserve Bank of India has proposed to introduce greater parity between norms for housing financiers and non-bank lenders 10 months after it received direct regulatory control of mortgage lenders. As part of a set of draft guidelines that the central bank released yesterday, it has proposed new definitions for companies which can qualify as housing financiers. Accordingly, any company in which 50% of the outstanding loans are towards assets which qualify for housing can be classified as a housing financier. About 75% of such loans will have to be towards individual housing loans. The Finance Ministry has directed all state-run banks to undertake austerity measures to ensure productive use of their financial resources for core business activities. In a letter dated the 17th of June, the Department of Financial Services said that all state-run banks must defer avoidable expenditure beyond the current financial year on the purchase of cars, refurbishment of guest houses, and expenditure on decorative and non-functioning items for the interiors of non-customer-facing premises like bank offices and administrative offices. The Competition Commission of India is reviewing Facebook's purchase of a 10% stake in Reliance Industries' digital assets. It aims to prevent misuse of data in all the deals it assesses, according to Chairman Ashok Kumar Gupta. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today launch the auction of coal mines for commercial mining via video conferencing at an event in New Delhi. As many as 41 coal blocks will be put on sale for commercial mining, according to sources. In the US, former National Security Advisor John Bolton has written in a new book that President Donald Trump asked Chinese leader Xi Jinping to help him win re-election by buying more US farm products. That's according to an excerpt published by the Wall Street Journal. The disclosure is part of a devastating portrayal of Trump's conduct of foreign policy by Bolton, the most senior official in the current White House so far to publish an account of his experience. The US government has sued to stop the publication of the book, which is scheduled to be released on the 23rd of June, claiming it would compromise national security. In international markets, 2 out of the 3 US equity indices ended lower in trade last night. The tech-heavy Nasdaq ended 0.15% higher. And it's a bit of a muted start in the Asia-Pacific region too, with 2 of the 3 early risers starting in the red. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Agam. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Asia has opened weaker, but the SGX Nifty futures is holding on to green. But we may very well expect a flattish opening for our own Indian markets should things continue the way they are. Now, once again, let's start with earnings. We have Pidilite Industries, where it's reported an inline performance, but a very strong operational set, where revenues did decline 6% and net profit was down 33%, but its margins expanded by around 250 basis points to 19.5% versus 17%. Moving on to Indraprastha Gas, its revenues remained flat at 1,550 crores and its net profit rose 12%. Its margins also expanded to 24.3% versus 21.5%, and its volumes rose 9% at 2,155 million SCM. Next up, we have Muthoot Finance. Again, a very strong operational performance considering its net interest income grew nearly 30% year on year, with net profit jumping 59%. Its FY20 capital adequacy ratio stood at 25.47 versus 26. Moving on beyond earnings, we have HDFC AMC, where its offer for sale to non-retail investors gets 2.7 times demand. Standard Life will open offer for sale to the retail segment today. Now, remember we had reported that veteran investor Radhakishan Damani was interested in taking control of India Cement, but we have a clarification from the company which says that this news is factually incorrect. Of course, we will keep closer tabs on this development at this point. We also have Cummins India, which has not provided revenue guidance for fiscal 2021 at this point. It says customers have resumed operations partially. The company expects a significant impact to its next quarter results due to the nationwide lockdown and consequential impact on the economy. And finally, we have an update from DCB Bank, which has stated that the amounts in overdue categories where the moratorium deferment was extended as on March 31st, 2020 was 1,908 crores, and as on May 31st, this amount stands reduced to 710 crores. Now, these are just some of the stocks we can watch out for as we move into trade today, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a good day and stay safe.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.